What happens when democracy shatters? When the erosion of a promising future keeps getting worse? That the vision imeanza kukaa kama nightmares. Monsters in the name of leaders wanazidi kutaint the sweet dreams na sasa country imegeuka horror movie. Hakuna mtu ako spared, whether ni human rights defenders, civil society organizations, marginalized communities, na youths. Rights of freedom of association, peaceful assembly, na could participate na coexist freely as citizens zimekuwa undermined. Kenya's civil space is shrinking and we are all gasping for breath. Restrictive laws kama the Public Order Act, the NGO Coordination Act, the Computer Misuse and Cybercrimes Act, the Proposed Assemblies and Demonstrations Bill 2024, and the Kenya Information and Communications Amendment Bill 2025 are deliberate tools to suppress dissent. State harassment, deregistration, heightened surveillance, funding constraints, infiltrations by police officers, forced disappearances, strategic lawsuits, zote zinatumika kuintimidate protesters. Na wase wako affected sana ni youth in rural and informal areas, women human rights defenders, PWD organizations, LGBTIQ plus youth na youth-led media. As a country, tuko kwa a very critical state. Hii erosion of the civic space ina-threaten our democratic fabric. Lakini kuna hope. Kuna hope juu ya youth-led innovations na the resilience of the civil societies. Movements like the End Femicide KE na the Reject Finance Bill 2024 prove that young people are awake and they are unafraid to reimagine power and leadership. They are organizing, not just through online campaigns, but also through activism, community education circles, storytelling, films, na visual art. So to enact urgent legal reforms, inclusive engagement na donor flexibility, tunaweza reverse repression na to empower the next generation of change makers. In as much as the nation has been collapsing, tunaweza rebuild pia, consistently. La itabidi kila mtu amebeba tofali, kokoto na mchanga ili tujenge a future where haki zetu ziko upheld vile constitution inasema. Sisi kama ForumCiv, we have been doing our part through the Our Rights, Our Future project, working hand in hand with young people, especially from marginalized communities, strengthening their capacity to participate in civic and political spaces. We did a study highlighting the multifaceted, legal, physical, digital, and financial threats undermining rights, the freedom of association na peaceful assembly. 104 surveys, 25 counties, 14 gender-balanced key informant interviews captured the lived experiences of youths, PWDs, women human rights defenders, LGBTIQ+. An alarming number experienced online surveillance and censorship. A majority cited severe difficulty accessing resources because of the shifting donor priorities away from human rights. A little over half encountered obstacles to civic engagement, and very few reported active civic participation, key barriers being economic hardship, harassment, and the lack of education. Lakini despite hizi zote, kuna activism, documentary filming, social media platforms za kumobilize youth engagement, CSOs training human rights defenders, na pursuing litigation, documenting cases of abuse, and comparative insights from countries with successful legal protocols that Kenya can emulate. As a people, we have to keep pushing back, just as our founding fathers and mothers did, to ensure hatuja lose the freedom they fought so hard, bled and died for. So let's repeal, ama to amend repressive laws, advocate against their enactment, to strengthen judicial oversight na the independent police oversight authority, to institutionalize legal aid, rapid response funds, physical na digital safety mechanisms, enact national HRD laws aligned with EU guidelines, to support grassroots, youth na women-led initiatives, mainstream civic education and political history, promote unrestricted funding, to reform cyber laws to promote free expression and fight disinformation, and finally, to innovate fundraising approaches na to document and amplify civic narratives. Lakini silver lining kwa hii storm cloud ni, the next generation of change makers are already here, and they are already doing the work to not only protect but also uphold our democracy. Hii Kenya ni yetu. Hizi rights ni zetu. Na hii future free, equal, safe, inclusive na democratic ni yetu pia. Na ni sisi tutaijenga, tui-maintain na tui-protect. So play your part.